Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning. Oh man. Okay, so it is December 5th. It is Thursday. I'm just going, oh man, because YouTube has given me some weird behavior. So, the scheduled stream it didn't like, and now we got another stream. So hopefully we get everybody in here. Some you might need to like refresh the page because I think there's like 3 people stuck. Anyways, I don't know what YouTube's doing, but it pisses me off. It makes me unhappy. It doesn't piss me off, but it makes me unhappy. Okay. Anyways, it's Thursday. And we've got some news. Let's just go here really quickly and look at what the news is today. We have trade balance looking for a reading of negative 48.7 billion and unemployment claims looking for a reading of 215K. When we come over to the charts, let's make this big. Volume profile. We came down quite a bit yesterday. Overnight, we tried recovering a little bit of it and came down. We did extend the other end of this range a little bit, but we come back. When you look at the longer term profile, we're like right in the middle. So this is a place that I'm really not very interested in trading. This is very much an inside side area that I'm not a fan of. I can see similar behavior in the E-mini, right? Similar behavior in the E-mini, right? We're where we were. So I'm going to probably wait for a break of this range before I try and take any trades off of it. We back. Uzi says we're back. Yeah, you know what, Uzi? The other stream, it died. I don't know what happened. It's weird. Here, let me show you what I mean. So if I come in here, let me reload the control room. Okay, here's the control room. It wants me to copy and create a new one. Here's manage. Okay, here's the one that we're on right now. Okay, here, this one, delete forever. I understand. So that was the one that I set up last night, and for some reason it says I can't use it anymore. So, whatever. So get rid of that one. Let's see if we get everybody over here now. I meant for the day, week. Oh, yeah. We're back. Okay, so for another day of shit flicking. Yeah. So on that note, next thing is, well, let's turn the robot on first. Starting up. Why is it taking forever? Okay. Oh, they're ticking down. This guy, he's like, well, I'm gonna go and sell it again. Okay, so now that we got that on.
Uzi Knesset says I am short 26 in ZB.
You're short 26. Interesting. Wait, where is the Oh, we are below it. We are below it. Because that sets the opening range up to 23. Okay. That makes sense. I don't think that I want to take this spot yet, but maybe I do. But let me show you. So we talked yesterday about maybe we need to make some changes.
Uzi Knesset says out at 20.
Okay. And the thing that we talked, you guys all gave me a lot of good feedback. And I had multiple people come in and send me some ideas, and they were actually kind of similar. So I think that the problem that I had yesterday was that we had some crazy context going in, and I kind of just ignored it. So I want to make a change over here. So I've got my control center, and I have a new workspace here. So this is to help me see inside bars and so forth. So what I see right now is we're definitely in a downtrend. Even before all of this happened, we were in a downtrend. Even on this, below all of this, they want to sell it, huh? Well, I don't want to participate in this one either way, just because we got news at the bottom of the hour. I don't see any news coming out to push us. Okay. But I have this set up to help me see inside action, essentially. So, yeah. My move. Yeah, this is interesting that they're selling it this hard. Anyways, so I got this chart, and then behind it, I've got these. So the problem is I'm not seeing enough of the context. Right now, we're like at okay, 08. 08. Interesting. I think that somebody is trying to take the weak negative. Let's see if they're able to do it. It's curious that they're selling it like that. But that's the setup that I see.
Harlequin says I would always suggest being aware of important levels, like yesterday's extremes and weekly extremes. They can be really nice levels to exit or counter trade. For instance, today in CL they made a Uzi Knesset says ZB is currently at the open of the US session rally the other day.
Oh, really?
Harlequin says nice fake above 2 weekly levels and was a nice spot to short for 20 ticks.
Anyways, so I need to change a couple of things here. So I should link all of these and make them all red. Oh, can I instrument link, interval link? No interval link. No interval link. This one should be weekly. I want instrument link. Okay. Red. Red. That way, if I come over here and I change this to ZB. Okay.
Uzi Knesset says no downside targets that are close. The nearest is down in the 155 range.
So they did take the weak negative, but not. Why is it like that? Oh, now, okay. It was just loading the data. They took
Gary Rich
the
says,
bond
good morning.
negative.
Seth, are you having a better morning?
I think so. I mean, I understand what's going on at least. This is interesting. Okay, so I have that. Now on this new screen, that gets rid of my other charts. So we've got to like do something here about that. I think that what I can do here is this template can be saved as I call this one level 2 is what I'll call it. I'm just gonna let them do it because there's news in 3 minutes, right? So like
Uzi Knesset says that was it though, that 26 short. Shoulda held it shit. But the rest of the day will be a mess now lol.
Yeah, well, okay, so hold on. Coming back over to here. Okay. So now that we've taken those out, should they try and go to like 24? That's really out there, isn't it? Okay. Well, anyways, I'm going to add these charts back on so that these are on both.
Michael XC says yeah, nice move in ZB.
It was a pretty crazy move, isn't it?
Uzi Knesset says can you do me a favor and scroll down to 5722 on your ZB DOM? I wanna see how many orders sitting there.
Sure. Just give me a second here. 127, 157.22. There's not anything, but there is a 29. 15. Well, the problem that I see is they've broken a line, but
Uzi Knesset says thank you, sir.
okay. Well, let's see what they do here with the numbers. Jobless claims. So, oh, okay. 215 versus 213. So in line. Those look in line. Let me just confirm here that I'm seeing this right. Oh. Okay. Okay. Duplicate a new tab. This one I'm going to make it as a minute. Okay. What's this? Okay. Nothing. Nothing to worry about, I don't think. What about the 5-year? The 5-year and the 30-year both kind of stopped.
Air Cages says hello.
Hey, man. I'm was waiting for you to come in, my buddy, because I'm really interested to see what you're gonna say about Bitcoin. Because that whole buy ended up being a BART, which I was not expecting at all. Not that I took a position or anything, but when it came back down, I was like, that's interesting. So now if I come back to my control center and I go workspaces, thirds, yeah. I think that's what I want. So for that, for some reason, the cumulative delta isn't working on the other one. But
Air Cages says still long at the moment.
You're still long, huh? Well, okay, this chart right here. Here I am messing around with my charts like an idiot. No, I don't want to participate in that move. I really don't, guys. Templates. Save as BTC. I wish that that NinjaTrader had an option to move windows between workspaces or to show multiple workspaces on the screen at the same time. But I digress. New chart. And this one is going to be BTC. And it's going to be this. And I'm going to, maybe I should keep the volume profile like that. Nah, we're going to use the template. We're going to use the template. Okay. Should I keep it on a 30-minute chart? I was using those volume charts. Were kind of nice, but I don't know. I actually liked the default better. Well, I don't think that they have enough oomph.
Michael XC says volume charts most of the time look very similar to tick charts.
Volume charts most of the time look very similar to tick charts. Yeah. Well, in Bitcoin, the thing is that in Bitcoin, when we were doing 1,000 volume is probably way too little, but we need to download a lot. Let's do 90 days worth of it. Okay. 1,000 volume is way too much though. So let's try 100. Sure. And what is my indicator again? Delta V3 bit ask. Oh, I don't have it set as a tick chart, so that's why it's not showing it. I wonder, should I
Michael
be using...
XC says, I didn't realize you were talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah. Maybe I should use the order flow cumulative delta. Bid ask session. There's something that you got to do to set it to be cumulative delta, right? No, I think that's right. Sure. And I don't want it to... Oh, how do you set it? Maximum bars, look back, infinite. That's not it. Oh, period. Oh, you can only do session and bar? Wow. Okay. Fine. Okay, so now I think we, for the most part, have our charts set up the way that they were. In fact, we can test. Yep. Yeah. Okay. And then one more thing I want over here is new chart. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I might change around a bunch of this stuff over on this other screen because I don't feel like I need a ton of it. But okay, so now that I can see that, I can look here. Okay, there was a little bit of stuff at 08. Yeah, 08 is the level that we're looking for in Xen. Make sure I get the tweet deck up here. That short's going to lose the battle if it stays out of ammo. He's committed, though, at this point. Well, not necessarily. He could take profits in here, couldn't he? Now, why is this not showing me... maybe it's because I need this on. Yeah. Down tick, down tick. Come on, you can do it. I believe you. Yes, okay. That's what it is. That's the problem. Yeah, this is turning a little... there's going to be a bit of a battle here at 08, but after that, then it starts to get a little ugly.
Uzi Knesset says I'm a use at 57.22 as a potential target for the downside.
Okay. Well, I think... '06? Where does this '06 come from? $157.06. Man, that is far away. 28? I see 28. Is there anything there in 28? No. 25. I don't know, man. Well, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Okay. So now I think I have everything that I want to watch on this workspace. I'm going to save it, and this one I'm going to close. That way I have all the processing power. Okay. Well, that bar that we just had going up to 12, and now that we're below it at 08, we could sell. That's a lot of volume in the 10-year. The 30-year, it's not so clear, but I can see why they're selling it here at 08.5.
Block sell.
Okay. He went for it. Okay, hold on to your hats, guys.
Air Cages says choppy day yesterday.
Yeah, it was. So this is interesting. I didn't see, but in Bitcoin, there was that BART, but then they did end up going higher. Alligator says I missed the boat. Nah, I think that 09.
Gary Rich says eventually Seth you will come to the black magic of technical analysis, you will come.
You will come.
Harlequin says don't worry guys. I put this 6K offer here to help you get in.
Oh,
My
thank
goal
you.
is to dump ZN below Garlicoin.
Well, so the interesting thing is that 08 was the where we started the month. 08 was where we started the week / month. Okay. So now that the 10-year is below 08, we now are negative on the week. And he had a huge bid there. There was like a huge bid. And when they came down to it, those guys hit into that so hard and then they stacked on it. That is extremely bearish action for treasuries. Now, is the E-mini responding in kind? Doesn't seem like it.
Uzi Knesset says go for 22 zettabytes, go for it. Uzi Knesset says you some bitch.
You some bitch. I don't know why, because I got 2 ticks of profit in it and everything, but I feel a little nervous about it.
Uzi Knesset says if it goes you win too, so lol.
That 6K at 08 like a bouncer at a nightclub.
Gary Rich says someone wake Ace up. He is not allowed to sleep in. We need to murk these guppies. Harlequin says it's always more stressing at low of the day. I mean, if you were already 5 to 6 ticks up, well, it's easier to manage the trade.
Yeah, and I'm nervous because I had a bad day yesterday, you know. And this is kind of a really crazy move, you know. This is really come on. It's this one. That is an ugly 60-minute
Lucas says morning.
bar.
We should have been short from 110 disappointed face.
Yeah, we should have just sold it on the open.
Gary Rich says I'm fishing these YM guppies G's.
Well, no, we should have, 110. 110, that's actually exactly where it should be. Where is my... Oh, I guess I don't have one over here. Put that up there.
Mason Chan says Lucas I saw 110 as well man, hesitated. Lucas says did you sell it open with your strat at UZI Knesset?
He was selling pretty early in there, wasn't he? Well, look, they came back to the 08, so I guess my hesitance there was warranted.
Uzi Knesset says yes. Lucas says at Mason Chan wasn't sure enough if that short was going to win the battle.
Are they gonna hit back up into the bouncer? Nope. Here's the thing. I don't think
Uzi
that guy would
Knesset
mind.
says only carried for 6 ticks. Exited on some, misinterpreted, absorption.
Right.
Popularity Matters says 20 watchers and 2 likes.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that like button. You know what? I need to come back in here. What do I got to do? Well, first of all, I need to be high energy, guys. High energy. No, if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and click that like button. Also, I have links to Twitter, Facebook.
Popularity Matters says you need a like branding statement like Sniper Wolf.
A like branding statement. I will have to go and look at what she has. Maybe is that like a little window that says, you know, please like and follow me on these places and stuff. But if you haven't joined the Facebook groups, and I know that a bunch of you have, go ahead and join the Facebook groups that I have linked, and it should be in the video description. And, you know, if you haven't posted anything in there, go ahead and post, you know, what you did today or a chart or something. I've been posting memes, but we should get some real content in there too. So I'm just noticing that the number of orders being put out there is like decreased. So that does not speak well for the buyer.
Popularity Matters says no at the end. She has an entire routine with sound effects. Hit that like button in the face or something like that with a punching sound.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go watch that. That sounds hilarious. My kids like to watch her. And at 3,000 at 06 half?
Popularity Matters says it is cute. Air Cages says I only like when you go beast mode. Not a fan of timid Seth.
Not a fan of timid Seth. Do I need to be just like selling this and be like, give me my fucking money back? Come on, let's go. No, I don't want to sell it here yet. 06 half is a little bit better. But look, they're not. This just looks like a sell, but it doesn't look like they have enough momentum at the moment to do it. Buns slide. After Germany's SPD party, part of the ruling coalition, seeks a massive spending increase. That could do it.
Uzi Knesset says if you wanna sell, put an offer in at the price you wanna sell at winking face.
You saying
Popularity
I should put
Matters
sell
says
in
I
there?
like when trades refuse to ever stop out and hold until margin call. Uzi Knesset says let it sit and see how the market plays it.
No, so I'm trying something a little different. Alligator
says
says
too skilled.
BS.
Gary Rich says it's a war when trading. Pack your lunch, strap on the boots, and kick teeth in. No prisoners. Air Cages says I remember playing MGO2 with Sniper Wolf before YouTube was even a thing lol.
Oh, really? Oh, that sounds funny. Well, this Zero Hedge has a headline up.
Popularity Matters says cool.
He's saying that the European bonds are moving down because one of the part of the ruling coalition in Germany wants a spending increase. I'm not convinced that that's what it is. But now that it's happened, you've got all sorts of technicals going on, you know. So, anyways, so back to what Uzi was saying about if you want to sell, put an offer in there and see how the market plays it. I want to hit it with the way where this is at. If I want to go short and then we want this to continue, then I want to be part of the guys helping pushing it down. If that makes sense.
Lucas says Uzi. Gary Rich says I posted that fiscal spending by the ECB will begin along with Abe's spending. Lucas says so you sold on all that initial sell that happened at open?
And was there order flow that made you take that short?
Harlequin says man oil is crazy today. That's OPEC for you, fucking shorts, then longs and shorts again, just in the last 12 minutes grinning face well think we'll stay put on CL today and tomorrow.
Did you see the oil headline, Harlequin? Saudi oil official has denied. Hey Ace. Saudi oil official has denied that the kingdom is pushing for a deeper oil output cut.
Lucas says morning Ace.
So that's why oil is all over the place. Okay, I am seeing the 5-year giving a short term like it's too much. And ZB is also kind of like, oh, okay, guys. No deeper cut being advocated by the kingdom, a Saudi oil official says.
Uzi Knesset says yes sir. No order flow. Just sold the open. I guess looking back at it on the Vista chart there was some absorption on the offer just before the open but that wasn't my motivation.
Okay. Well, now there's absorption.
Harlequin says I got this news. OPEC plus ministerial panel discusses deepening oil cuts by 500,000 BPD and you have a oil chart? Just look at this shit grinning face last 12 minutes could have killed some accounts.
Well, here's my market watch. There's the oil. Look at that. Gadoosh. Okay, they did eventually overcome them and take 06.
Gary Rich says do your fundamental analysis on oil before parrot squawking.
Well, I don't know what's going on in there. I just know that there's headlines coming out. And they're probably all over the place.
Ace Trade says looking at a long signal 3119.75.
take that one.
Ace Trade says don't know if it's worth a try.
Well, with the... Well, it is kind of interesting that we've had this huge move in treasuries and that the E-mini is just kind of sitting there. So the probability is that the E-mini will move up. It might not move as strongly as the bonds because maybe the bonds really are moving because of that German news.
Popularity Matters says oil beat me up yesterday, then I beat up S so I went to sleep last night a happy bully.
Should have held it. Why did I not hold it? It's okay. I want to do the E-mini one. Let's just focus on that.
Uzi Knesset says give me 22 ooh. Gary Rich says at Ace did you look at YM?
Hmm.
Harlequin says at Gary Rich didn't look at YM, just at CA, ba dumb TSS. Popularity Matters says time to go ruin my chill mood with some high caffeine coffee and peanuts, then wrestle with the markets. Uzi
Okay.
Knesset says nice fouls break there in ZB. Lucas says damn, shorts not so motivated as before.
E-mini. Did you stop out of that, Ace? Mm-mm.
Ace Trade says I didn't take it.
You didn't take it. Well, this is curious how strongly the
Ace Trade says
treasuries
sorry
came
if I
back
talked
there.
you into a bad trade.
No, I don't think it's a bad trade. It wasn't as... I was just wondering because it didn't seem quite as good
Greg
of a spot
Orlovsky
as
says
normal.
GM, ES is a little floaty in here.
Yeah, hey, good morning,
Ace
Greg,
Trade
by the
says
way.
market has been down since 5, so looking for a short.
And thank you for your comments on our video yesterday. That was useful. I'll show you here. I'll show you guys here in a second some the things that I was changing. Yeah, what's with this? They might form an inside bar here. If they can't get below above 07.
Greg Orlovsky says yep, ZN light pop off the bottom.
The very aggressive push.
Lucas says at ACE Trades I actually thought you said short 3,119.75 so I went short.
Oh, really?
Greg Orlovsky says 129.08 guy only got 322 contracts trading into it.
Oh, really? Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, so that was this didn't
Ace
work
Trade
out.
says at Lucas I did, and I was wrong, sorry.
No, it's fine. It doesn't work. It's still like a 50-50 thing, right? Now, that hmm.
Greg Orlovsky says 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, so do you read that as bearish? Or do you read that as this guy at 08 really wanted to sell all of that? And that's why he's making it come
Harlequin
back
says
up?
sometimes you lose, sometimes other people win.
Yeah. Okay.
Lucas says at ACE Trades no you are good, I moved stop to a 1 point. You said long but I went short cuz thought you meant that. Greg Orlovsky says Seth, still all in short.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. I thought that might happen. There was all that stacking there, and I was like, well, this move up actually does have some
Greg
liquidity behind
Orlovsky
it.
says need a reversal bar then a pullback smiley face.
But then it was like, they're not gonna hold it if they test them at all, and that looks like that's exactly what happened. Now I didn't get triggered in, but
Uzi Knesset says you don't think you're disadvantaging yourself by offering a lower price?
you mean at 06? Okay, well, that was toxic. That was not the way that we want that one to go.
Uzi Knesset says yeah, why wouldn't you offer 065?
So I think, well, first of all, I'm not so sure that I can get a fill at 06.5, but I was looking to catch it as she goes. I'm looking to see 07 hold and then be part of the market orders that push it the other way. So just an odd theory I've got here. So,
Greg Orlovsky says Grady doesn't trade pullbacks, nor does he feel like any of his trading friends do either, but that is one problem with the DOM, you really don't see pullbacks that well.
yeah. Well, this is a pullback, isn't it? This is definitely is a pullback. I'm making a bit of a bet here for sure. And I'm not happy with how I went. Okay. That was what I wanted to have happen.
Greg Orlovsky says you're okay long. Don't give it much room. Lucas says I don't think so, it's trading within the range that formed after the breakout. He does trade that.
Oh, John Grady?
Gary Rich says here's a thought, when you scalp, see where you put your 2, 4, 6 tick stop it, watch how many times they hit it or drive to it in X time. It's scary how it occurs often.
That was a bit of... You see the way the 5-year is pushing it? And the E-minis appears to be coming back up a little bit. I don't understand why my E-mini chart looks so different today. But I'm going to let it open and then I'll see what. It's just kind of really weird. It's just so much noise over there.
Harlequin says the hard thing about pullbacks is how far do they go, especially after such a big move. That's where I also have problems with, often I get in too early.
Well, the problem that I have with pullbacks is that I think they are much more difficult to determine where, which way it's actually going. Okay, well.
Greg Orlovsky says only 30 contracts at 129.05 even Seth. Try to get that 6,000 guy.
Try to get that 6,000 guy?
Mason Chan says if you have that issue then why trade them?
Why trade the pullbacks? Oh, well...
Greg Orlovsky says 08 even is a very thin area.
I am more interested in the inside bar that we got off of the first pullback that went between 06 and 07.5. So... What's this?
Greg Orlovsky says there you go.
There was a news spike right there. U.S. House Speaker Pelosi says the facts are uncontested. Trump abused his power for his own personal benefit at the expense of national security. And is that what that just was? I mean, I saw it come up on Twitter as that kind of all happened. So, yeah. And it was in line with the way that it moved. So maybe that was what caused that. But it's not real news. You hear that, Nancy? You're not real news. Fake news. Okay. Maybe he's using Camarilla or some other form. No, I'm pretty sure he uses floor pivots. Okay, well, their ticket. So it was at 06, right? Yeah. See, this is just not what I wanted to see, though.
Greg Orlovsky says 3,349 contracts trades 07 even may have to take one tick. Ace Trade says sitting on hands, want to go short 3,119.00, but FOMO mostly.
That was what I wanted to see right there at 05.5. Now it's too late. So I had it right. I'm going to talk myself out of it.
Harlequin says I am real news. We China people have the power to dump the mini and make garlic coin the world's currency. All hail garlic coin.
Well,
Gary Rich says
garlic
when a
coin.
reversal comes, let it play out, then let it carry or lift you in. Buying or selling at turns requires quick response and quick access, almost anticipating something which one can get burned fast. Greg Orlovsky says that was the pullback short.
Okay. Well, I for one support our new garlic coin overlords. Yeah, I bungled that trade, man. I should have stayed at 06, but when 06 went bid, I was like, well, that's not what's supposed to happen. Even this right here is like, that's not what's supposed to happen. It looks like it's the 5-year and the 30-year and the 10-year is just going along. So my order flow read in the 10-year might not be reliable in here. And they're like stacking both ways as it moves up and down, which is kind of curious. But look at the institutional activity today. They're in there. Do I not have my... I was just noticing that I wasn't getting my tick level 2 tape.
RZH says lol. Lucas says you have been making good calls but timeframe is messing with you.
I don't think it's that, Lucas. I think I'm just a little nervous. Pelosi, House will draft
Greg
articles of
Orlovsky says
impeachment.
Seth, I'm nervous every trade, even when up.
Yeah. Well, it was just like even one take against me, and I was like, it was actually probably the right thing to do to get out, but then once it got that 05.5, I should have been in.
Greg Orlovsky says your friend JB stated his fear of the S.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, now that there's micros.
Uzi Knesset says isn't JB John Grady? Lol.
No. That's John Bottomley. Different John. That's John Bottomley of
Lucas
GPI
says I
Trading
thought
Group.
the same but no.
He posts in Discord as bots. Okay, not what we wanted, but it stays offer, so maybe that's
Uzi
okay.
Knesset says we are Johns United.
Right. You know what? If my wife insists that the child needs a name with multiple syllables because the other children have names with multiple
Greg
syllables.
Orlovsky says from Canada he's a good guy.
Yep. But if that wasn't the rule, John would have been at the top of the list because I know so many traders named John. I can think of like 5 guys named John that have been traders we know. John Bottomley, John Grady, and then we got John Sue, and
Uzi Knesset says that's my name lol.
That's right. Uzi's name is John. I totally would have named him John.
Air Cages says I am also John.
Well, now I don't know if I believe all of you guys, but we are all John now? Is that what? Oh, man. Well, okay, that was a little bit more of what I wanted.
Harlequin says name your child Garlicoin. It's often a good thing to name your kids after success. Garlicoin will never let you down, so your kids won't either. Lucas says my name is actually Juan. Ace
Well,
Trade says
oh,
I have a
okay.
John on each floor of my house. Air Cages says we are all John.
On every floor. Wait. I know he's talking about bathrooms, but my immediate thought was, is he keeping prisoners
Uzi
in his
Knesset
house?
says hey I actually told y'all my real name months ago face with tongue.
Oh, didn't you really?
Gary Rich says Seth how about naming the kid Banana lots of syllables.
Banana. I don't think that she'll go for that one. Come on.
IQ says I have a John on the CNR. Harlequin says yeah guys. My name is John Smith. Totally normal name. Nothing suspicious about that.
I think 03 half is a
Air
is a
Cages says
likely
also
target.
John Smith here.
John Smith. She likes all names that end in on, like Braden and, or well, not Braden, but
Uzi Knesset says his name is
Grayson.
Robert Paulson.
Grayson, and all of these names that kind of end in un, son. And I'm like, why? And she always wants the ones that are kind of more new agey-ish, and I'm like, that is such a Utah name. That is, like, the people, they name their names with weird spellings and stuff like that. It is really bad here in Utah. It is really bad. There's all these Jacksons with an X, and ugh.
Harlequin says then go for Garlicon.
Yeah, I'll suggest Garlicoin to her and see what she says, okay? Well, the 5-year is not cooperating.
Ace Trade says Hyler Brightney. Air Cages says I'm John without the J. Gary Rich says
Hyler.
just name him King.
Hyler Brightney. I know that it's supposed to be pronounced Brittany, but it's so funny that it said it like that. If they could just cooperate and sell this down and
Harlequin
put a
says
big
at
stack
Gary
at
Rich nah
05.
don't stop there. Go for King Kong.
King Kong. I still want Mariner, but she is
Ace Trade
hardcore
says weird
rejected
Mormon
that name.
names are the norm. Lol.
Right. Weird Mormon names are the norm. I'm like, it's a unique name, but it's an old name and it's respectable.
Gary
It's
Rich
multiple
says name him King
syllables.
that way he has high expectations to never fail.
No, it has to be multiple. Come on, pay attention.
Air
We need
Cages
multiple
says is
syllables.
John Grady still losing money?
Who knows? Because I've never seen anything to show like what his yearly stats are. I don't think he's ever put them out, to be honest.
Harlequin says if you name him King don't let him go to France. They have a history about executing kings.
Yeah.
Uzi Knesset says raise him as a girl and get those social media good boy points tossing around your drag kid as a political football grinning squinting face. Ace Trade says Cheyenne Windy.
Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, my sister, not that it's like a big deal and they're doing this intentionally or anything, but anytime that their son does something just a little bit effeminate, that they'll post about it on social media. I'm like, why are you encouraging this? Because he's not girly at all.
Says Tyrone Biggums.
He's not. In fact, the thing that I find so funny about my nephew is that he is an Ellis. There we go. He is just like me and my brother.
Gary Rich says it, Uzi, laughing my ass off.
Like, they're not fans of the video games. Oh, he loves the video games.
Harlequin says it, Ace, Uzi Knesset, did you just assume the baby's gender? How dare you? Maybe he wants to be an LGBTQ Apache helicopter.
It's a boy.
Ace Trade says Flavius Anti-Vaxxer.
It's a boy.
Uzi Knesset says they even have a name for the phenomenon. Rapid onset gender dysphoria. Parents misinterpreting it because of how trendy it is.
Rapid onset gender dysphoria. Yeah, man. I just can't imagine your 3-year-old comes and says something, and you're like, oh, they must be a girl. Like the other day, one of my girls, she said she was talking about one of her girlfriends, and she's like, I think I have a crush on my girlfriend, and I'm like, you're 7, you don't even know what that means. You don't even know what you're saying. And so, and she clearly didn't really understand like how people use that term. I don't think that she understood that it meant like a romantic thing. And there are parents out there that would have been like, oh, she must be gay. It's just like, come on, they're freaking kids, guys. They don't even like the guys, the girls, they haven't even gone through puberty yet, guys. You don't even get, those kinds of feelings yet. How can you even attempt to try and predict what their preferences are going to be? It's just insane to me. Just, I know like there are people out there that would think that's incredibly, what is the word, bias or whatever. But in my opinion, it's child abuse to be doing that to kids because you just simply don't know. And the negative repercussions of it can be significant.
Uzi Knesset says legions of parents sweating balls whenever their little boys touch a Barbie doll so they can drop a social media page about their new trans child. Lol.
Yeah, and I know like it happens. I see it. It's crazy. Well, there's like quite a bit of volume at 04.5. Is this going to be a 10K? Well, there's the 5-year going offer and maybe putting pressure on the 26 3/4.
Gary Rich says based on that all the guys I served with I should be a seriously flaming drag queen on the Pride float. Lol. Uzi Knesset says then CNN and Vice and GMA come knocking, Twitter followers pour in like lemmings. The trolls come in, the moral objectors come in and boom, fame.
Okay, so now I can relax a little bit. $68, and now they got this offer at 04. Now, are they showing offers below it? To 129 actually might not be a bad spot. Okay. Oh, it's telling me to get out. Fine. Yeah, there's an iceberg there.
Uzi Knesset says we'll reap the rewards of this trend in the next 20 years. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Are you talking about this downtrend in the bonds, or I'm just kidding? Fill me, please. Please. Thank you. He's like, fine, I'll fail you, Seth. Badoosh. Badoosh. No, he's hitting back. I'm a little conflicted at the moment because
Uzi Knesset says lol, I'm talking about the social fostering of the next massive mental health crisis for the next generation lol.
So I definitely get an out signal there in order flow. But when I'm looking at kind of the other things that I'm looking at, and I'm trying to sit here thinking like, how far can it actually go? And I want to believe that it can just go on forever, but that might just be my own, I'm always like that. Always just want it to run forever, huh? So I think that iceberg and everything like that was an exit for me, and I really should have been short from the original one at
Uzi
06
Knesset
half.
says 7 more ticks.
You really think it's going to go down there, huh? See, 03 half, there's going to be pushback for sure.
Harlequin says he is obviously talking about Garlicoin. In 20 years, oh boy. Maybe by then I will be in profits. My motto is buy the high, sell the lows, and no stops, because stops are for pussies.
So you bought $10,000 when it was at $1? Was that you? Ouch. Ouch, Seth. Why did you
Algo Lover
hold
says
it?
How's life? Thinking face.
Hey, Algo
Uzi
Lover, I
Knesset
miss you.
says the equity open should be the catalyst. Depending on how that goes, we may get it then.
I miss you. Where's your downside target, Algo? That makes me a little... Well, actually, it doesn't make me a little... That big stack like that, and then they pushed back into it at 03 half. And of course, he does it right where the support should be. And it kind of sucks that my positioning or whatever was off, but...
Lucas says so I don't know.
I'll deal with it.
Lucas says S is not even moving.
Yeah. So here's the ES. Am I going to get my E-mini chart to fix here? No.
Michael XC says I was accused last week of perpetuating gender norms on a Discord. Never even heard of this BS phrase before.
Really? Okay.
Lucas says there it goes. Algo Lover says 7:34 a.m. Algo Lover S. If buyers hold this pullback above 3,113.75, then 3,128 target. If 13.75 breaks first, then anticipate a deeper pullback. Nerd face. RZH says not going to trade today. Gary Rich says oh crap, YM just crapped. Uzi Knesset says sounds like you should leave that Discord server lol. Gary Rich says 40 PTS.
I had the level break all correct and everything, and I just, when it didn't like break, I got out, and I only took one, and I could have taken 3. But the 03 half was correct. We gotta wait now. No, Algo Lover, what do you have on bond? Do you have one for ZB or Xeon?
Harlequin says that's a volatile open in S lol.
Yeah, it is.
Chris Kivik says you don't talk trades? Just this BS.
Well, we took a trade, didn't we?
Chris Kivik says? Algo Lover says for what it's worth, Wednesday 10 a.m. Algo Lover note, S now, buyers WLD need to take out 3,125 to confirm bullish short-term trend change, nerd face.
I mean, here's the thing, Chris. At some point, you got to talk about something else to take the stress off, you know? Man, it's fucking stressful sometimes. I was watching myself the other day, that trade, when I took it long, on Tuesday, was it? Monday or Tuesday, and caught that big winner. And I was watching it afterwards, and I was like, I almost looked bored. I'm like, because I got this one eyelid that's a little lazy, like kind of. No, it's this one. It's this one. It's always a little bit lower. You can't really tell when I'm looking right at the camera, but when I'm looking here, you can kind of see it, right? And I was fairly quiet. Kind of, I wasn't speaking loudly. I was just like, well, it seems like, and I was like, I almost look bored. Like on the replay, it's hard to explain to people why it's a cool clip. But thinking back on it, I remember being really fucking nervous. So a lot of this is,
Ace Trade says at KRIS Kivik, I made a live call earlier. I was wrong, but it was a trade. Harlequin says trading is stressful, that's why I do something while waiting for setups. Like watching Seth stream and praying to the Garlicoin gods, because buying 10k at $1 might have not been the best entry.
Yeah, but it would not have been the
says
best.
Not watching. ZN. Was only looking for your pleasure, winking face.
Oh, well, thank you anyways. I mean, if you have one in ZB, that's fine. That would be helpful
says
too.
HAGD. Thumbs up.
I actually, well, here's the thing, Algo Lover. Yesterday sucked. I had a bad day yesterday. I've changed a couple of things up. And because I changed those things up, I was able to see why this particular move happened the way that it did. And so now I was thinking, and I was like, I wonder if the things that Algo Lover looks at are similar to this. So that's kind of why I wanted to know.
Michael XC says, how often do we have this many people watching?
Oh, well, I haven't even looked at the numbers. Well,
Chris Kivik says, okay, got it, winking face.
26 is about good for the day. When we get to so first of all, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. So if we could get to, our record is 20. Right now we're at 7. Normally, we've been looking to get 15. So we get 7 more likes. I think we're in good shape.
Ace Trade says at KRIS Kivik, what market do you mostly trade on?
I guess there's a 3125. So let me change my chart over to the ES and see if I can see that.
Michael XC says it says 29 here, I guess old data.
I kind of can.
Gary Rich says at Ace, have you seen the smashing clips of PTS they are shaving off? RISITAS says, hey, grinning face.
Hey, how's it going? 3rd day in a row. Ooh, our French friend. So grateful to have you. And I appreciate it when you give us French.
Ace Trade says at Gary Rich, nope. Where is that?
We can get some French in here and I'd look it up. I took French when I was in high school, but I forgot most of it.
22.
Oh, he still wants 22, huh? And now I'm still sitting here like, why can't I just hold something?
Lucas says at Recetas, where you from? Gary Rich says 50 PTS YM5 PTSS clipping hard.
Okay, so I totally see where Algo Lover is coming from, but it's not the same. It's not the same one that I'm looking at. There we go. Okay.
IQ says there was trade sell side in ZB. At KRIS Kivik. Air Cages says omelette du fromage.
What is that from? I recognize the meme, but I don't remember what that's from. It's supposed to be like the sexiest thing you can say. Omelette du fromage.
Uzi Knesset says
Dexter's Lab, that's right. Yes. I never watched that show, but I remember seeing clips on Reddit or something. Okay. Fuck that. Interesting. The E-Mini is not happy, though.
JB says cheese omelet is sexy.
Cheese
RISITAS says at Lucas Paris.
Well, that's the thing is in the show, they don't know what it means. They just think that it's a really sensual word or something, like it sounds sexy to them. Hmm. Do you think?
Lucas says at Recetas, why is your nickname Spanish?
Is that Spanish? Lisitas. I thought that was French. Could be French. It could be either. Really. I would have been much happier if I had sold 03 half, don't you think?
Lucas says yes means wiggle.
And then there was the iceberg there, and I clicked too late. Otherwise, I could maybe be selling it again here at 03 half, but I'm a little frustrated with myself because I saw it and everything, and I only took one on them. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I just hold it?
Gary Rich says the YM is giving up all the your session gains. Ace Trade says at Lucas, are you still short from 19?
10K at 03 half absorbed on the offer. Holy
Lucas
shit.
says no, it doesn't mean that lol. What's the worked for laughing but quietly?
That is pretty crazy, guys.
Ace Trade says snickering. Ace Trade says snickering.
There you go. Are they going to take that offer again? 13? It was 13?
Lucas says at ACE Trades no base. I wish I was thinking about that when I saw the open bro.
I can't believe he sold that much there. Come on.
Ace Trade says at Lucas, yeah, notice how they went up enough to stop everyone out, and then dove down, now looking for short. Gary Rich says when you put bracket orders in and let it come to you, it's like magic. Lucas says at ACE Trades it could have gone the other way, so I follow your advice of being out before open.
Yeah. E-Mini squeezing it. Well, maybe I should be out of this already, but
Chris Kivik says are that Ace Trades? Ace Trade says at KRIS Kivik, not sure what you mean, son. Gary Rich says in 12 minutes we erased all the gains from the nightly session.
In the E-mini? I don't know. The amount of move in the E-mini there doesn't look that significant to me. That looks to me just like seriously every day for the past 2 weeks on the open they will sell the E-mini and then
Chris
it'll
Kivik
move
says
up.
the famous one.
So I would wait to see a buying run here and how far they go. If they can't get above this consolidation area here,
Smash
then
the
I'd
Bid
be more
says hard
concerned.
at ACE trades.
Come on. Move my direction, please.
Lucas says don't start fighting lol. Ace
No,
Trade says
you
it
didn't
smash
see
the bid.
that.
Howdy, how are things? We have missed you.
He used a heart there, man. They've got a bromance going on now. We all do. I mean, I think I have a little bit of a romance with Smash the Bid.
RISITAS says my pseudo recetas comes from a parody of the Spanish interview of Jesus Quintero, who made the buzz in France.
You know, we kind of get that little witty banter back and forth, and then I fall for him. I think that's what's happened here, guys. Who it would come to the door at? Oh, I know who's at the door. It's my friends from down the street.
Ace Trade says at KRIS Kivik sarcastically, yes, I run my own room, charge thousands, but still manage to come in here and make the calls for free. Lol.
I know, right?
Gary Rich says hey, all the guppies got fished away at the open, rinse repeat rinse repeat.
Do you think they move it up? I don't know if you guys can hear that. No, we're good. We're fine. You can't hear it. That's good. Well, the E-mini is trying.
Chris Kivik says yay. I knew it, winking face.
It's
Uzi
trying
Knesset
there.
says I'm not gonna get my 22 disappointed face. Lucas says at Recetas OIC, makes sense. How are things for traders in France? Heard there are tons of taxes and controls. RZH says are you long Uzi?
Okay. That was a little bit of an out of the blue down tick. But I'm liking the way it's
Gary
going
Rich
so far.
says at Ace, do you take new students?
They gonna take this offer?
Uzi Knesset says I'm flat but I made an earlier call for a downside target of 157.22 and I wanna see it hit lol.
Well, I tell you what, Uzi, if they take that 03 half offer again, this could be game
Ace
on.
Trade says at Gary Rich there are new students born every second, or is that suckers? Not sure the difference.
That was 13K down there. And they're trying to push him and he didn't flinch at all. And look, the E-mini is kind of eking it out now. Come on. Is that it? What are you guys doing? Hit market sell. Just click right. You see right here? Maybe you don't know what you're doing. I will explain here. Here's the people that are selling. Here's the people that are buying.
Uzi Knesset
If we
says I
click
made
this-
the call like 3 ticks
there
ago,
you
so
go.
if it hits it'll make my day lol.
If we click this,
Gary
then
Rich
the
says
market
at
sells.
Ace I'm old school wax on wax off, paint offense. Lol. RISITAS says there is no real trader in France, there are only vendors training. Ace Trade says if it comes back to 3,115, I'll be tempted to go short. RISITAS says what do you think about ATAS order for trading?
So I've had a couple of people show me the platform. I haven't used it myself, so it's really hard to give an opinion on it. But based on the feature set that they have, it looks like it has everything that you need. So if that's what you have, I would just say go run with it. Come on. Now we got to flip this one. This if they take 03 offer now, this next drop could be ugly. When do you get to teach
Michael
that?
XC says ATAS is great, but I'm not sold on its reliability. Smash the Bid says at ACE Trades took a little break from the screens. When are you going to teach Seth how to make money? Lol.
They
Uzi
you know
Knesset
what?
says ZB gotta conquer 27. If that happens and is taken offer, I might get my 22 face with tongue.
There you go. So here's the
Michael
thing.
XC says once I opened a position, closed it, and was
let
in
me
a
finish
trade
this
in
one.
demo in the opposite direction. Rhythmic, I think, in ATAS.
Ugh, that's not pretty. Now here's the thing. They totally taught me, but there seems to be this problem between knowledge and execution with me. You know, that's always my problem. Is like I don't necessarily do what my knowledge says. So I think I know what I need to know. I think I know what I need to know, but we've got to work on inside up in here, right?
Harlequin says Otta's looks really good. Back then I decided against it because it had no market profile. This was a no-go for me. Don't know if they added it since then. Ace Trade says at Smash the Bid lol. He won't follow me into trades anymore. He has lost my mojo. Gary Rich says I'm shaking my Dungeon Dragons dice. Seth needs a great trade. Come on dice. Smash the Bid says Ace taught you?
No. But they've been teaching me. They share what they're using, and I kind of take little bits and pieces of that and adapt it. I think that I made a big mistake yesterday, but I think I understand where I made the mistake and how I can fix that, and seeing how it's going today.
Smash the Bid says lol. Michael XC says Tiger Trade is very similar to ATAS, one of them basically copied the other. Air Cages says my mom says trading is gambling.
My mom said that too.
Smash the Bid says your mom is right.
Your mom is right. Listen.
Uzi Knesset says ooh it's going.
Here's what I told them. And it didn't convince them, so don't use this argument. But I said, listen, it's not gambling, it's a wager. So wager is skill, right? There's skill to it. If it's a wager, you have control over what happens. So it's not gambling is you have no control, it's completely random, and the odds are stacked against you. Well, maybe it is gambling, because sometimes it does really seem like the odds are stacked against us.
Harlequin says my mom said stops are for pussies and always buy Garlicoin.
Okay, thank you. Finally, they take 030 offer with only 1,700 contracts, and we are now long almost 10,000 contracts from the
Uzi
previous
Knesset
low.
says ha 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 ha.
We are long 10,000 contracts from the previous low, and they might start hitting into this to lower. Could be very ugly. I can only hope. Obviously, it would be much better if I was short from 03 half.
Air Cages says moral of the story, always listen to your mom.
Yeah. Look at them healthy
Gary Rich
bits.
says scratch offs, bingo, slot machines is gambling. Trading is a skill set.
There you go.
Smash the Bid says amen. Uzi Knesset says oh yeah she gonna blow.
You see all of those orders down there flicking around?
Harlequin says where was your first short entry, Seth?
Oh man, my first short entry was like 06 half, I think. 07. So I could have gotten +8 on it if I had held, but I don't think that I should have held through all of that. I definitely should have taken the one that was like 09. I should have just been sitting there waiting for 09 and hitting into it, and then holding it with a stop. And just saying, okay, well, I don't know how far they tend to fiddle with this, but I'll just give it 4 and see what happens. That would have worked.
Greg Orlovsky says light econ in 7 minutes. Smash the Bid says trading is gambling. You just have to decide if you're going to be the house or the 60-year-old granny pulling the lever.
There you go. Okay, we got factory orders month over month looking for a reading of spot 3 and FOMC members quarrels speaking due to testify about supervision and regulation before the Senate Banking Committee in Washington, D.C. That one's, I don't know if that one will be significant or not, but these orders are all flickering around. I don't know if the O2 and O1.5 are going to give them much trouble, but they definitely want it to go lower now. And I mean, there's so many. Look at the cumulative delta on all of that, man. There's so many people to be stopped out. Maybe the E-mini can help us.
Air Cages says my dad wanted to gamble away his retirement money. Thankfully, I managed to talk him out of it and got him to lose it in futures instead.
Oh man. So I got this guy here. Here's what you do me a favor, okay? So there's we'll say he's a competitor. He's not really a competitor because
Gary Rich says at Air Lol.
He streams.
ICH says lol.
He streams, but he's more into the stock side and he doesn't really day trade per se. And he certainly doesn't do futures. And I am trying to convince him to trade the micro ES because he takes SPY shorts all the time. And I'm like, why don't you just trade the MES? So go over there and you know, try and convince him to open up a futures account. I think it would be so fun. His name is The Stock Guy, and he streams pretty much every day after we're done on Twitch. So go and tell him that he needs to open up a futures account and start, you know, selling MES. And yeah. And then also, if you haven't already, click that like button because we got like 30 people watching and 8 likes, and I think we can at least get that to 15 today, huh?
Gary Rich says at Air, did he listen to Seth? Lol.
There you go.
Greg Orlovsky says ES has tried multiple times to break, might shift my short bias to long. Harlequin says at Air Cages, you know what your mistake was? Using stops. So of course you lost. Don't worry, the market will move in your direction eventually. My S short since 2100 will be in the profit soon.
From 2100.
Michael XC says for some reason I was thinking you weren't allowed to stream trading on Twitch.
No. Well, no, I think you can.
Uzi Knesset says lol oof.
Now, we streamed to Twitch for a long time, but it just wasn't doing anything, and all it did was increase the latency with you guys, and I think it's been better since we've... the channel has actually started to increase since I stopped restreaming, which is kind of interesting, but I made a bunch of other changes too, so it might not be due to that. But they have a category. They have stocks and bonds.
Harlequin says 1,000 points is nothing, just a small short squeeze. Trapping some bulls, no way I am wrong.
And then there's a number of cryptocurrency streaming channels as well. But yeah, they do good. And a lot of them are a little bit bigger than us. I mean, I would always expect that because we specialize in futures, right? And we're talking about like a niche of a niche, right? At some point when we've...
Gary Rich says that Har go big or don't go at all.
Yeah. Now at some point, if you know, we grow and get a large enough section of the futures trading space, then maybe we'll expand our horizons a little bit. But before we get to do that, I need to get good at trading first, right? So they're just gonna have it sit on here and let them do their thing. Because there are just way too many people to stop out. It's just the E-mini's got to get over
Uzi
whatever it
Knesset
is
says
that's
got
making us
news
sell.
in 3. Air Cages says we specialize in Garlicoin, very niche yet extremely profitable.
Oh, yes.
Harlequin says don't worry guys. I hedged myself in Garlicoin at $1. So I'm safe and nothing can go wrong.
You, me, and the other 3 guys that own it. We got 32 people watching the stream. Why do we not have more people buying Garlic Coin right now, guys? Come on. No, I don't know if now is the right time to be buying shitcoins, but man. Well, I just really don't have a very good position, guys. And I'm worried that if I take a bid here and try and reposition, that they're never going to give it to me. Or let me rephrase that. If I take a bid and they fill, then that's going to be when they're going to go through and it's going to stop lower. So I'm afraid to try and do that. Okay, so is there a little bit of polling for this news that's coming up? I did see a lot of orders pulled there. Well, on the inside at least. Let's refresh this. So again,
Lucas says, well, that trade is a gamble.
Yeah, the factory orders are looking for reading a spot.
RCH says, I don't know how to buy it.
One minute. What is the IV? Oh, IVPMI is the Canadian number, huh? All right, well.
Gary Rich says the news not so good for the YM peeps.
Interesting that I'm seeing so many orders coming into this.
Greg Orlovsky says before every econ they push the ES up, no they push it down hum. Harlequin says Amini is a bitch. Was short 16.25 and it stopped me out break even before going for another push.
Okay, so there's the news.
Air Cages says sold my soul for an edge. Sing it with me guys.
Was the number spot 3? IVPMI was better than expected. Nobody cares about the Canadian number. Sorry, John. Okay, yeah, it hit. It
Greg
was in line with
Orlovsky
consensus.
says was short 3,116 stopped.
Interesting that the E-mini does appear to be reacting to it in some way.
Gary Rich says we are in the red.
Okay, well, I'm out. It's fine.
Gary Rich says flush.
Now, why isn't they stacking back up here at 03.5? Maybe they're
Greg
doing this
Orlovsky
because
says hi Gary, yes a flush but them a push back up, no follow through bro.
maybe because of the Fed speaker.
Air Cages says why do you keep moving down your stop?
Well, that invalidated my trade. That tick up. I'm wondering if they push up again above 050, then we could have an interesting situation going back the other way now. Like, that just switched me. I think I might want to buy it at 04, in fact.
Air Cages says no point in having a fixed stop loss then, right?
I want to limit my risk to 4. And if it's, in a place where it's just trading too wild, then that was foolish of me to be trading in that area. Well, the E-mini sure seems to be ticking a lot.
Gary Rich says it. Greg, yes, the attempts to turn up keep failing, it just doesn't want to lift, the momentum is too strong to the down temporarily. Smash the Bid says you tell him Air Cages. Beat him while he's down. Yeah.
It's okay.
Air Cages says don't be a scaredy cat. Smash the Bid says lol JK Seth.
No, you're good. I'm watching it here because this might flip hard. These buyers now, they're probably feeling really good about themselves right now. And the E-mini didn't like what was happening. Well, the liquidity come back. There's still a little light at 03.
Air Cages says I was genuinely curious why he kept moving his stops. Geez, can't even ask a question? Smash the Bid says no.
When did I move my stop? I don't think I've moved it today. I just decided to get out before it hit my stop.
Air Cages says this is trading, not art class. Harlequin says just curious, do you trade better longing or shorting? If so, did you make a statistic with win rate and how many ticks you tend to get?
Sure. I definitely do better when I'm going long. Let's see if I can show you. So now that they're here, yeah, that's the one that I wanted to look at. Show stats. Gross longs. Yeah. Almost twice as much in longs. And then what's my win rate? Cool. 40? I know I've been having some weird issues with win rates though. Why is the E-mini selling so hard? The Canadian IVPMI was 60.
Chris Kivik says any of you trade for living?
So Chris, we got a couple of guys here that
Greg Orlovsky says it. Gary, nice call. I shorted 3,111.
I would consider full time, but almost everybody has another form of income, and that's always whenever people ask that question, because I feel like that people ask because they want to be full time traders. My recommendation is don't have trading be your sole source of income. That's scary, and that's a lot of pressure, and that can kind of hurt your trading. So I always say, have another source of income. Yeah. But Uzi definitely does full time. John does. A lot of these guys are older guys too. Greg does. I don't know about Harlequin. How do you have a day job, Harlequin? And then Ace Trades does.
Uzi Knesset says grinning face with big eyes. Greg Orlovsky says after 20 years, you do not want to trade full-time, please keep any job, smiley face.
Well, that's gonna be interesting if they're able
Air
to make it
Cages
back
says
up to
every
like
guy
oh
named
07.
John is full-time.
There you go. Man, their
Ace Trade
E-minis
says
are
I do,
upset.
but away from computer.
Oh, he's away from his computer. Yeah. But like I was saying, both Ace and Uzi, who are two of the most successful guys that I've seen in here, and make excellent calls. They both have family businesses, and their wives make a lot of money. So. So did I take -3 on that one? Yes. Okay, cool.
Gary Rich says my alter ego job as a Walmart greeter.
A Walmart
Lucas
greeter.
says at Greg Orlovsky, why not? Is trading money not that consistent?
No,
Greg
it's not.
Orlovsky says ha 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 on me, stopped out at 3,109, crazy. Smash the Bid says emo, you need a more objective based approach if you want to trade full time. Chris Kivik
Yeah.
says after 20 years of trading should be rich, no?
I don't know if I ever want to do it like full time. I think that I just want to catch like these first 2 hours, and then I'm quite happy with it. But I mean, that's the other thing, is the kind of trading that we do. I mean, sure, it can be successful, but we're all pretty what is the word, responsible, you know. And when you talk about these guys, that it's like, shouldn't you be making millions of dollars? And it's like, well, yeah.
Air
If
Cages
you
says after 20 years of trading you're lucky to be alive.
there you go. Hey, that's not a bad point. But you know, if you keep recklessly sizing up until you start losing big, then sure. People have certainly done that, right?
RZH says I'm an accountant in a company.
My jigsaw profit and loss is not showing me
Gary Rich
correctly.
says full-time means full-time, no days off. Uzi Knesset says if you want to make millions in trading, start with billions.
There you go. But someday, you know, I would like to, you know, get good at trading. I still feel like you know what? I feel like I'm good at trading, but I feel like that to really make money at trading, you got to be great at trading. And I don't think that I'm great at trading. But I would like to become great at trading, and then, you know, make a couple millions of dollars and stuff, and then
Greg
lose.
Orlovsky says at Air Cages it can and will make you ill.
Lose a big chunk of it, and then say, okay, my run is over. And then you know, run around giving seminars about how I lost $1 million. That's goals. I'm liking the way that they're stacking it on 6.5 at points, but there's also a lot of orders hitting into it. Would be nice to get 4 or 5. How big has this swing been? It's been 9 ticks? Really? 10 on the 5-year? Can we go more? Where are we getting to? There's going to be some at 07 half. There's definitely going to be
Air Cages says lose it all in the casino.
some difficulty. Okay, so I can see somebody taking a profit there.
Greg
Maybe I should have
Orlovsky
taken
says
it
hi
there.
Chris, I'm prop trained at 2 firms, no one is left but me. One place had over 300 traders.
Wow.
Harlequin says of
300?
course you can take days off. For instance, I usually skip rollover days on CL. I hate them, so why trade them?
Well, the prop traders in the US definitely got destroyed, let's say. Come on, give it to me. He's still stacking. I think he wants 07 half, to be honest. You think I should put it at 07 half? Why not?
Air Cages says, Greg, are you from Top Step Trader?
No, it was at a real prop firm. I remember when I was much younger. So this was like 2003.
Chris Kivik says, not bad, Greg.
I met this guy that he worked at an arcade. They had a stock trading arcade in Salt Lake, and he lost. He was really good, and he lost everything in the 2001 tech crash. And I was like, how can it be like that? And he was just like, you have your strategy. This was before I knew anything about trading, but I remember him saying that, like, you have your strategy and it works, and then one day it doesn't work anymore. And it's just a question of how long does it take you to figure out that it doesn't work anymore. I need to close it and open this because it's slowed down.
Greg Orlovsky says, hi Gary, Navavlis was effing nuts.
Wow. So tell me about Navavlis. I've never heard of them before.
Gary Rich says it, Greg, I would enjoy those stories over drinks, wow. Greg Orlovsky says, hi IQ, yes, both Don and Bob are deceased.
Hmm. Come on. That's just a little too big of an iceberg at 07, isn't it? And the thing is when you get an iceberg like that, the thing that I'm going for is there can be distribution around it, so they might go through it and trade into me at 07 half. Especially if the E-mini decides to take another drop down and go into 3100. Oh man. 3100. Can you remember a couple of months ago when it was like, are we ever going to get above 3000? Kind of puts things in perspective, doesn't it? We're way up here. Equities ran. Okay, there's a pretty big offer in the 5-year too. Big iceberg at 06 half. Well, E-mini is recovering a bit. Are we... Oh, it's 8:16. I was wondering if we've gone past our requests, but no, we haven't.
Lucas says Alligator doesn't seem to have a job since he trades EU during mornings and treasuries at noon from Europe.
Oh yeah, I think he's full-time too.
Greg Orlovsky says in Conshohocken, PA outside of PHL, no need to fund your account. I was almost unlimited daily. Traded only NYSE 2 to 6,000 lots. Shorting was hard due to the uptick rule. Gary Rich says, when does the plunger protection team come in, i.e. will the Fed cut this month? IQ says nice 14 TPB and ZB, last PB was 15 ZB.
Well, this sell-in, the
Greg
E-mini is
Orlovsky
still
says
not
Series 7 useless,
too crazy.
Series 63 state useless, Series 55 market maker license.
Series 55. You're saying that if I was going to get a certification now, I should get the Series 55? Hmm. I wouldn't mind being out at 07 at the moment. Well, what you gonna do? They sell it again? Sad mini sell.
Greg Orlovsky says, oh, sorry Seth, that's what I needed to make a market.
Okay.
Air Cages says, is spoofing still a thing?
In treasuries, I've seen some spoofs this month.
Gary Rich says, or prop series, but you need to be sponsored.
Well, when they came over at 08, that order that's there at 08, that's been there all morning. I kind of forgot that that's what that was. I was sitting right in front of it. Maybe I really should have had it at 07. Okay.
Greg Orlovsky says 7 is stockbroker junk, 63 is state that's how long you can go to jail and the fine for stealing a customer's money. 55 allowed you to play the retail hard. RZH says S really moves him look like missing out. RISITAS says what do you think of one-up trader?
Hold on.
Gary Rich says it Greg lol I bet lol.
What's that? Is it this showing up here? Oh, maybe I need to do it like this. Ah. The big order showed up at 03.5. There's an iceberg in the 5-year. Okay.
Greg Orlovsky says Ozone Gary I'm in PA, are you nearby? Please do not disclose anything location.
They might fill me. The E-mini is that move up was quite a bit more of a recovery though. And says to me that I need to get out. I wish I would been noticed it
Gary
earlier.
Rich says it Greg, California.
You're in California? Have you told me that before? Well, maybe you did. I think you told me on the
Chris
first day,
Kivik
and I was
says
like,
used to work in King of Prussia.
That you were in Canada.
Greg Orlovsky says RISITA please no to most funding companies.
Oh yeah. So the question was, what do you think of One Up Trader? Don't bother. Trade micros. There's no point in doing the combines.
Gary Rich says yes. Greg Orlovsky says thanks Gary. Greg Orlovsky says hi Chris KOP them all.
One Up Top Step. That's now that there's micro futures, they have no place. And I expect that in 5 years they won't be in
Chris Kivik says yay.
I mean, I kind of like the guys
Greg
at Top
Orlovsky
Step.
says my daughters go there a lot.
I think that they do care about traders and that they want to help people. But now that we have micros, there's just no place for them. Just not. Does that really end up being? Yeah, okay.
Greg Orlovsky says I'm in Downingtown. Air Cages says why do you like trading? What keeps you going? What attracted you to trading? Popularity Matters says only trade TST if you have spent 6 months in sim and have edge, but don't have money. Gary Rich says it. Greg, hit me up on Discord, I'm in Seth's room. Chris Kivik says nice area. Greg Orlovsky says all set Gary, I will. Harlequin says well, you don't have micro futures for everything. Gold and oil are popular products and there is no great micro version.
Well, if you have a real edge in those products, but that's where like the thing that I think is so funny is like who out there has an edge in oil and just doesn't have the money. I mean, how do you get that kind of an edge without the money? You know what I mean? I think the way that it works is you make some money on the micro, you build up an account to a couple of $1,000s, and then maybe you try trading oil, you know? But going into a combine and trading oil and then just all of a sudden getting good at it is not likely to happen. And with the parameters that they set, you have to be so aggressive that you're likely to just blow yourself up. So, yeah. I don't support it. I kind of think of it like I'd like to see them go.
Was living close to Doylestown.
I'd like to see them go so that we can see what comes after them. You know, those guys that worked at Top Step, what do? They go and become mentors or create their own channels.
Harlequin says, honestly, I see people that trade oil with 6 to 10 T-stops. That's not
really
much different compared to your 4 in ZN.
Well, maybe. To me, oil just is such a beast, you know.
Michael XC says we gonna hit 40 watching today.
Are we really? Well,
Michael XZ says.
Wait, are we? Holy crap, really? I haven't looked at the numbers. Well, 33. Well, we're going to be ending it here in about 5 minutes. So if you haven't hit that like button yet, go ahead and go and click the like button now, and we'll see how many we can get. We're at 32 right now is what it shows me. Were we at one point up there? At one point we were. No, we're at the peak. Usually we go to 8:30.
Popularity Matters says 31 watching Seth.
Yeah.
Greg Orlovsky says RISITAS put $500 in micro S.
Ding,
Must
ding,
follow
exactly.
the S, but all of the funding companies are the proverbial hamster wheel.
Yep. It is. And again, the thing is that the target that they set is too high. It's not like you can't make that much money in a month, but you shouldn't be trying to make that much money every month. That's like what you should make in a good month. Makes sense? And so I say that it's too high, and what it does is once you get funded, then it encourages you to take reckless risks, and you lose the account. I would say, by the way, if you do get funded, my recommendation is start being more conservative once you've caught a little bit of profit in there, because they want you to size up hard and then keep swinging hard and everything. And I don't know why they would do that. I don't think they realize it, but that's way too high. I mean, that's like you can't lose $3,000. So let's just say that's like having a $3,500 account in ES, or let's say it's ZN. That's like having $3,500 in ZN. Okay, so to make more like 2,500. So to make 3,500 off of 2,500, so off of 4 contracts, that's a really good month. Okay, it's not like it doesn't happen or anything like that. It's just you're not going to get that, last July, for instance. And if you're trying to trade for that, and that's what your goal is, then you're going to blow up. And I think that's what's happening. I think that's why they get so many traders that get funded and then lose it. So there's a couple of YouTube channels out there where they say that where they've been funded and they lost their account.
Popularity Matters says you aren't supposed to try to make it in a month with TST. They have endless combine as long as you pay monthly. So plan your risk plan around a 4 to 8 weeks period to hit the target.
Do you think I was foolish at getting out at 06? I mean, they took it off, or it was hard for me to get filled at 06, but now they're back up to 07, and now I'm sitting here like, I could have had the 3. I would have been happy. 12 likes. Thank you guys so much. But you could do it in a 2-month period, but that's still above average to hit. Too expensive with the new micro. Yeah. Well, and yeah. And that's the bigger thing is it's just kind of like, why bother if you can do micros? It's like the money that you spend on the combine, just put it into the micro and trade that. Come in here, watch Ace trades the signal, take that, build it up, start sizing up. This is a way better way to do it, man.
Harlequin says I only had one trade so far and it was in oil. Risked 9 ticks to make 22. Waited whole morning for a good spot to short. If I tried to get in earlier I would have gotten stopped out several times.
That's what I wanted right there. I'm wondering if it's worth it to try and grab a tick here. But I think it's 8:30. It's probably, it's dices. We did okay today, didn't we? Even that one at 03 that was a loser could have been. Yeah. Well, that one probably shouldn't have taken, but even that one wasn't awful. Shows the day's balance. Well, when we come back to like my daily chart, below 08, there might be a real battle going back and forth here. They were able to push the market down hard, but it came back. And the sellers really were overextended there. I really thought that they were going to push it lower, but they couldn't do it. The E-mini started panicking.
Harlequin says so in my opinion the key is patience and reading the context. It does not matter which market. Just one good trade is enough. Wait for opportunity and you don't need a crazy stop like 20T even in oil.
Yeah.
Gary Rich says Seth, when did you start this channel? My memory is foggy.
It was May of 2017, I believe. So we've been at it a while now. But the thing was I didn't start live streaming it until the Bitcoin futures went. So I guess we've been live streaming for 2 years now. But, I keep changing things. I think that I was doing a lot of things that the YouTube algorithm didn't like. And I really got tricked. I've been tricked here so many times. What's with that?
Air Cages says I'll spend the rest of the day only saying omelette du fromage. Popularity Matters says oil will give you a ton of variance, have a risk plan that matches that reality. Greg Orlovsky says hi Chris Doylestown Airport, been there a few times while training back in the 90s. Gary Rich says I can't remember when I first found you. Chris Kivik says small world smiley face. Smash the Bid says the only way to have patience is to have rules. Smash the Bid says the only way to have patience is to have rules.
Yeah, well,
Chris Kivik says small world smiley face.
I've made some changes today and I haven't adjusted yet is the long and short of it. I just it should have been 04 half.
Air Cages says Futures IO was the Genesis guys.
06. Could have gotten 04 half to 06. I could have gotten 4. Should have gotten 4. And I got 2. And then that's what's been happening is they haven't been huge moves, and because of it's a different signal and everything. Oh, and I don't even have this up. This is kind of so like this whole thing was kind of like that's where I could have gotten out. So yeah.
Lucas says Big Mike.
Yeah, I posted it. It was like that contest that they have, and I posted, and that's when I started. That was like May of 2017. But yeah, but because we've been giving. By the way, what should we do? What should we call this? What should we call today? Well, I want to put in there that we made some changes.
Popularity Matters says Big Mike Forum was a dumb name.
That's right. It was called Big Mike. I tell you what, I really like that place, but it kind of bothers me now that it's like he's making money off of everybody, making everybody else's indicators available for download. And like 10 years ago, that would have been cool because hosting for downloads was hard to come by. But now I just
Greg
don't.
Orlovsky says BM was rude. Air Cages says omelette du fromage.
So
Michael XC says I think Futures.io is a dumb name. Michael XC says everything I want to read or download is behind a paywall.
It might be a dumb name, but from a search engine perspective, it's a great name.
Greg Orlovsky says doesn't have my $100.
Yeah. So I'm not saying don't go there. I would totally encourage you guys to go to Big Mike's forum and participate and even pay for the thing. But I don't think that we should be putting our indicators up there anymore. We have Discord channel and we have a channel for downloads, and anybody can put a download in there, and there's a lot of good stuff there. And I've put some indicators in there. Some really good ones.
Popularity Matters says Futures.io is pretty cool as a name.
And
Gary Rich
I'd
says we
encourage
all
you
go
to do
through
that.
periods where we question ourselves. It's hard at times, but keep at it and you'll get through it. Never quit. Air Cages says I paid $100
Really?
to find Seth. Totally worth it.
Air Cages. Thank you so much. That's one of the greatest compliments that you guys have given me. So it was worth $100 to find Seth.
Popularity Matters says I've met some cool PPL there, but I hardly go to the forum.
Well, the thing is that
RISITAS says there is a French trader who gets 100% of his trades mostly on the DAX. His name is Benoist Rousseau. He has a YouTube channel.
I should check that out. No, I think that almost everybody that I've met in the trading community was really cool. It's just that we've kind of been fragmented, and the way that it is in Futures.io, it's kind of like, it kind of turns into just like answering noob questions. You know what I mean?
Michael XC says he trades DAX futures or DAX CFDs.
And it's when you have everybody in like Discord, that's so much better. Or like we have here in the YouTube, because there's other things with if we were all talking this much in the Discord, then the Discord would maybe lose a little bit of usefulness. But with the YouTube chat, we can just talk, and I actually get to know what you guys are, and like we have a stream that is really quite unique, because I don't think that there are very many live streamers out there that can go in and say, I have the same group of 20 to 30 people that show up literally every day and watch the whole stream, and I know lots of things about them, and would you be totally comfortable going out and meeting them in person and talking with them and things like that. Like that's the trader community. And I don't think that you find it anywhere else. And it's kind of always been there, but like because of the way things are with Futures.io and everything else, they were never able to get all of the futures traders together. And now because of the Discord, and then also I think the YouTube channel has helped, we're kind of starting to get that. And it's really amazing to watch. So anyways, it is about time to get going. So I can see a couple of you guys turning out. Seth Zuckerberg knows everything about us. JB, You know what? So JB helped me set my charts up with the change that I made. By the way, before I go, I just want to show you guys again. I'm not going to go into how I'm picking it, but I have some 5-minute and 1 hour charts, and then I have the monthly, weekly, and hourly charts. Where are these? These ones to kind of get context, and that's how I knew that they were pushing the where we started the week, and so I knew that there was going to be some crazy below that, and I was able to go short 08. I totally had everything right. It was great. Like, it worked really well. But for some reason, I did not have the tenacity to hold it. I don't know why. It was like one tick up, and I was like, "Oh no, it's awful. I need to get out." I could have just held that, right? I was short from 08, 7.5. Could have just held it, and I only took one tick on that one. Like, that was dumb, but it worked really well. So yeah, he's laughing. You know me too well, JB. I mean, I met JB before we started the YouTube, and so he knows me really well. Plus, the equity shit the bed installed Jersey End move. Yeah, well, but no, that's the thing. That's the thing that's so cool about it, JB, is that if you can totally see where it happened, right? Oh, look right there. And then once it was above 04.5, and I went long. I went long at 05. I went long at 05, and I caught that one. But then I didn't nail the exit on that one. I waited a little bit too long, and then I took it off 2 ticks lower than I could have. But it was still good. So I caught it both ways. It was great, and the order flow was good. Where do I start to learn a trader at the order book? No BS day trading. NoBSDayTrading.com. That's how I learned to look at it. And you read that, and then you just watch it for a really long time. A Street says, back, did anybody catch the short at 31.15? I don't know if anybody did. It sure is interesting in the E-mini today. I guess today kind of ends up being a little bit more of an inside day in the E-mini, but I was surprised they sold as hard as they did. Yep, Greg says only buy the beginner program. Correct. I mean, you can do the webinar, but I don't think it's necessary. No problem. Okay, so yeah, so I got that chart and I got everything set up. I'm pretty happy. But that's the way that I had things set up. So I changed a couple of things. So I think that we should say, how do we, what should we put in the name? What should we call this video? Man, equity sold off hard. We could say that. There wasn't any really like super big changes. No, I think we should say something about how we changed our system. But what is like an easy way to say that? Strategy tweaks work well, but I'm too. What is the word? But I'm a big. But I'm too much of a pussy. That's what I should put. That's what I'm going to put. Strategy. There we go. Anal retentive. You know what though? So this was a funny thing. John's going to laugh at this. Coming back over here at the charts and watching it and everything. Okay, like it worked really well. I want to do this. It doesn't need to be the whole top of the whole screen. It doesn't need to be the whole screen. I'll do this, and then I'll copy all of these and have the E-mini. Ooh, what was that? They took them. I wonder if they're gonna push up the other way now. Well, it's way past, but that was interesting. But no, I'll fix this tomorrow. But I really think I want to have the E-mini one up too. So yeah. He's laughing.
JB says lol lol lol.
All right. So if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like button. Really great stream today, guys. Could be better trading, but we're working on it. So yeah, JB says focus on one thing at a time. Yeah, you're probably right. I just felt like I couldn't understand what was going on in the E-mini. So that's kind of all. Yeah. Okay, so I will see you guys tomorrow for non-farms. And in the meantime, stay profitable, friends. Click like, hit like.